We're on YouTube. Good evening, geeks and gamers, and welcome to the Mythicast, a podcast sponsored here by Mythico Studios, here in Randolph, New Jersey, across the street from Succossona, New Jersey. I'm your host, Father Time, and with me, as always...
Nice.
Yeah, I know. Nice, that was very professional. The tip of the spear. Wait, let me do your intro. The tip of the spear, my good buddy, Lord Mortis.
Yay for Lord Mortis and Father Time. And yeah, okay, Such. Hey, Such. Hey, so we're first time ever.
This is going to be great.
Are we tubers? What do they call us now?
I don't know. Goobers.
We're goobers. We're goobers on the tubers. Such, welcome back. Why are you laughing? That was a funny joke. That was a funny dad joke.
It's like for the old man version of YouTube, I guess.
Screw that. YouTube is old. How old is YouTube now?
2006.
I didn't know that.
How does he know this?
You just made that up?
No. It's 06. 06 was when YouTube came out.
You were 6 when YouTube came out?
No, 2006 is when it came out.
Wait, so are you 18?
No,
you know, people won't see Such's face. I'm looking at the camera, and it's just like he's not.
Try to go like
try a little angle, Such.
This is the first time ever, by the way.
Just
everybody's going to cut us some slack anyway, because this is our first time ever doing this podcast on video.
I'm not cutting any slack. No slack cutting.
All right. Well, so hello, camera people.
Oh boy.
So what? We're old. What are we talking about on episode 112? By the way, 112 because we never posted the pre-Gencon podcast.
Why not?
Because I forgot. Yeah. I forgot, man. It happens. You're elderly and you forget these things.
Is this our first podcast since we returned?
This is our first
Wow
podcast since Gencon.
Wow.
I think it might be the first. Well, it will be officially the first podcast since Historicon.
Only because you screwed up.
Well, listen, I won't be able to look at the camera too much because I'm like busy working all this technology.
You're working
stuff.
nothing.
Come on, it looks like I'm really busy here. Such, because we've heard from a lot of people, like 3 or 4 people at Gencon, where we spoke to 6,000 people. Isn't that wild?
How do we know we spoke to 6,000?
I made that number up, but
That's
it sounds
number.
It sounds plausible. Actually.
Yeah, it does.
Of the 6,000 people we discussed the podcast with, 3, maybe 4, mentioned that they enjoy the news.
Oh my gosh, that's 3 more than I expected.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
I agree.
So we are going to do the news, and what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of a longer format.
Oh no, that's
No,
that's bad.
it's an easy week for the news because there's so much stuff showing up at Gen Con. Yeah.
So the Such is going to do news. We are going to leave, go have dinner, and come back, and then he can finish up the news. You have to play Blood Bowl tonight.
I do.
I do not. Thank goodness I skipped the season of Blood Bowl. But before that, I don't think we need to talk about diet and exercise because clearly we're super fat.
That was the facade.
Look at us.
The facade is now
big
over.
boys and girls here, right? Look at you, Such. You're
terrible, horrible. I know.
Yeah. So it's been a summer of pleasure.
Gen Con did not help.
No.
on that
How
front.
many pretzels do you think we ate?
Oh my
6,000
God.
pretzels.
More pretzels than people we talked to.
Yeah. I don't think they made enough pretzels for us. We ate pretzels. Oh, we upped it this year though. We went to hamburgers.
And chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets, hamburgers. So we were pretty healthy the
No,
entire time.
definitely. Diet was tip top.
We stayed at some amazing hotels. Wow, it was incredible. And we ate at Perkins.
Which we love.
Perkins is
What was the name of
best.
that restaurant we stopped on our travels back at like midnight or wherever it was?
Oh my God, it was like Benny's or
Some kind of diner-ish fast food.
there was 1,000 kids working that store.
Yeah.
It was incredible. It was like 1:30 in the morning, and we walked in there, and there was this very, let's just say, angry-looking lady with her husband who was accusing her of giving her Diet Coke, which he hates. And she's
nerve.
Oh, it's like 1:30 in the morning, and the kids like, this is going to turn into a you know what show. So they walk away and they leave the parents to this. They're in their 50s. And she's like, I did not give you the wrong soda. We've been married for 35 years. I know what diet soda is. He's like, well, you got the wrong soda. And I'm like, oh, this is going to turn into a fist fight.
Right
Here at Benny's, or whatever this place is. They look very, let's just say, safe and conservative. Like, I didn't think it would turn into a fist fight. But then there was some lady listening to the two of them who worked at the restaurant. One of the 1,000 people who worked at that restaurant, because man, there was 2 people per table, and she's like, "Sir, you gave her the right soda. She gave you the right soda. That's not diet soda." And he proceeded to dump it all like angrily and storm out of the restaurant.
I think it was he deserved to do that, don't you think? I mean, it was his right.
He sort of rage quit his marriage at that moment in time. But that was the best and most fun thing that happened to us in Indiana.
You think so?
No.
Is that the short list?
No. So, Such, the 3 people on Gencon decided that we were going to... What are we going to do while he's doing the news? Oh, I'm going to cut away to things.
We're going to look interested.
Yes. No, we're going to cut away, maybe, if I can figure this out later, to the Such delivering the news with images of the things he's discussing.
Oh.
Maybe. If not, we're just going to stand here going like this.
So much work.
Such, deliver the news. We're going to stare at you to the entire news. You have no diet and exercise news to give us?
I went to karate on Tuesday.
Karate
on Tuesday.
Oh, crap. You know what? For the next episode, we're setting up a camera.
Oh, my God.
And we're doing karate
We'll call it the Kata
moves.
camera.
Camera.
I like
Good
it.
call. God, you're on fire
I am
today.
on fire
Yeah, you can
today.
have a graphic for it that comes on screen and everything, the whole branding.
The guy in the background, Mr. Death, back there, you see back there? So he's going to be, he'll react to the news. And depending on how emotional and into it he is, we'll know it's good news or bad news.
Will we be holding up like lunch meats?
Yes.
That will be...
Did we leave the last episode and he was at what? Head cheese? He was still... he was hovering on bologna.
There's something you liked.
Yeah.
There was something in there.
I think we graded you bologna, so I think you're good. So we're going to go into the news, and you may or may not see us after this. So, Such, start.
All right, let's talk about something pretty important, actually. There's going to be a brand new edition of the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game.
Do we care, Father Finn? We do, right?
Is that GW?
Yeah.
GW had a lot of releases in and around the
I
Gen
do
Con.
care.
We do care. We
A
care.
lot of the community
we got
likes
we have
Lord of the
yeah.
Rings.
Good point. Good point. All right, let's just relax. I'll listen to the news.
I'm gonna.
So the new set will be called The Rise of Angmar. It's coming with a fully new set of revamped
Who's Angmar?
rules. Angmar? That's oh god. I'm not
Oh, we stumped
where's Andrew? He's the Lord of the Rings guy. Angmar is where all the bad guys live. That's Mordor.
No, that's Mordor. Angmar is south.
South. Okay.
They're the southern people.
Is that I don't know which one?
Are we making fun of southern people on this podcast?
Are you just making fun of Lord of the Rings?
No, they're from the south.
All right, continue with the
All
Angmar.
right. Well, there's going to be, and this is actually pretty cool. There's going to be brand new models for the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game, including the Men of Angmar and the Warriors of Karn Doom, and they look a lot like Chaos Warriors. That's what a lot of people have been saying.
Yeah, it looks like, hey, we have these extra Chaos Warrior sculpts. Can we just use those? They look good, though.
Yeah, no, they're very different, and it's cool to see because I know a lot of
I
the
thought
old,
Angmar were like the the kind of wild people.
They do. They have some Angmar, like armored monster or wraith kind of guys that they've shown off as well. And they're all going to be in plastic, and it's interesting to see because a lot of the Lord of the Rings models are old. You know, they've been releasing those models since like the early 2000s.
That makes us old by the time.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Were you sleeping?
Yeah,
we already cut away to images of these models, so they can't see us snoring in the background.
Well,
Okay, what else is
brand
next?
new edition of Lord of the Rings. So
Wait, when
be
is that
ready for
coming out? Why did you cut in the news short? That's not fair. People want to know about the Lord of the Rings. Yes.
End of this year, early next year is the release.
that's
So there's going to be obviously a couple waves of releases because they're going to do a new starter sets, books, all that stuff is going to.
It's pretty specific.
Out.
End of this year, next year, beginning of next year. Can't wait.
GW
for that vagueness. Okay.
Andrew probably knows.
All right.
Andrew would know.
Andrew
for sure.
would know.
Andrew, yeah,
We'll have to get
he's
Andrew on the
willing to
podcast. Somebody interesting, finally. What else?
All right, Blood Angels are going to be the next wave of 40K releases.
Blood Angels, yeah.
Oh, just when you thought you were
The vampires,
done
though.
with Space Marines.
Outer Space. No, we'll never be done with Space Marines. When are they going to release the Salamanders?
The Salamanders have gone back and forth for the longest time, either kind of getting their own stuff and then getting nothing and then just being rolled into Codex Space Marines.
Yeah.
And I would say in the recent years, it's been more of the trend of getting nothing and just being rolled into Codex Space Marines.
Yeah, that's what I play, Salamanders. I can't expect anything good to come out of 40K for me.
I mean, they did get the Vulcan, his stand model, redone as a Primaris guy. That was while back. Yeah. With the spear. He's got the spear and the cloak, the dragon scale cloak. Yeah, he got
He's tiny compared to the other Primaris.
No, he the new model. Brand new model where he is a Primaris. A bunch of the characters got redone as Primaris.
Really? I've never seen that one. You
Just
sure?
like,
is that accurate?
Yeah, just like going into the newest resculpt of the Blood Angels characters. You got the Sanguinor, a little angel guy. He's going to be probably a gigantic model.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
He looks like a Primaris size model?
Primaris size model, but he's going to be suspended off the ground in that wingspan. He's probably going to end up being, I would say, like monster sized, probably.
Wow, cool.
After everything.
We've said this 1,000 times, but the GW sculpts are crazy. By the time, what are you looking at?
I'm just browsing while we get bored by the news.
By the time, he's looking at his Blood Bowl roster.
Well, also Commander Dante is coming back, along with the Sanguinary Guard, which were their like elite choice. Remember they had the jump packs, they were all in the gold armor, melee weapons, so brand new sculpts for all of them. That's what they look like.
Nice.
I think when you said people were interested,
they weren't this
now
interested.
He's taking liberties.
Advantage. Yeah, he's taking too long.
He's
too,
like
right?
showing off GW.
We're supposed to give you half an hour
stuff.
like the general news. So far we have 2 GW pieces of news. Some kind of vague date for the Lord of the Rings. Was it 3.0?
It'd be 3.0, yes.
3.0.
Yeah, third edition of the rules.
By the way, I think I bought every one of those models. As they come out, I just keep buying them. I have bins and bins of this stuff in the garage.
Smart.
Yeah, it's genius, isn't it? My God. I think I built maybe 12 of those models over my entire lifetime. And then that's followed up by the Vampires from Outer Space in 40K.
Yep, I got one more.
Wait, when are they coming out? That's
going to be
Blood Angels, right?
Yeah, that's going to be around the October-November window.
Okay, so still far away.
Still a decent time away.
Okay.
However, this next release, actually the one I like the best, for Necromunda, this is another legacy set of models that have been completely reimagined and are coming back, the Spirers. Which, if you remember from old Necromunda, were an expansion. They are the...
Wait, hold on a second.
I heard it's a fun game.
It's a fun game. Were you supposed to teach us how to play Necromunda?
Yes, he was.
Why did you fail us so... I mean, I'm still disappointed over it. This is like 2 years ago.
God,
Why would you even bring up Necromunda?
Yeah, it's bad.
Because it's just a seed for us to make fun of you.
I know that pre-order is this weekend, this Friday.
Yep.
We're definitely getting some.
Yeah, so Suits can teach us how to play Necromunda.
So you got your set of characters. They can be played as little solo models or as part of a gang, kind of like the old rules.
Yeah.
They are the sons and daughters of nobles who have all the money and power to buy crazy power suits and gear and weapons, and then they go hunt people for fun in the Underhive.
And they stay in the Hamptons in the summer when they're not in the Underhive.
Is there any non-GW news?
There is.
Eventually, Father Time. Wait and see.
It's another thing, Father Time, that I know you were sick of me talking about, but we're going to talk about it again.
Is it little mini models?
No, it's not that.
Oh,
It's vehicle models in Bolt Action.
Oh.
So they just talked about Bolt Action 3rd edition and some of the changes to vehicles and vehicle damage.
What are they doing to them?
It is a lot like
You're
old
yawning,
Warhammer.
aren't you? You're suppressing a yawn.
It's a lot like old Warhammer, where there is now a glancing.
I can't get over how fat I am.
penetrating
That's incredible. Honestly, I think
the camera just makes you look fatter.
Is that what it is?
Yes, it is.
So I don't have to go on a diet. I'm safe. Okay.
You're good.
I'm sorry, dude. What happened with Bolt Action?
There is a glancing and a penetrating damage.
Don't take any
map.
glances at us.
They are different.
Or
So
penetrating
it's
damage.
like a bit more like old 40K. Also, and this is what I was.
Oh wait,
happy
is
about.
that because Jervis Johnson is writing it, or Andy Chambers or
Likely,
somebody?
yeah.
So literally, they're taking
The old
40K rules
guys.
from back then, and they're making them Bolt Action.
Well, I'll give them some credit because they actually mentioned here, and I know Father Time was hear me complain about this all the time. They talked about how some of the vehicle points were all over the place, and a lot of them were wrong.
I'm still yawning.
So
No. Say it ain't so.
The points were wrong.
the points were not very.
I like Bolt Action, but
efficient.
the one thing I don't like about Bolt Action is the tanks are the wrong scale.
Oh, they are a bit small. Yeah, they're 156 instead of
They're made for
roughly about
children.
148.
Violent
Such
children.
loves them little like that.
Yeah,
he
he
likes
does.
little tanks. He likes very
You
little
get more. The
tanks.
smaller, the better for him.
All right. So they pointed out the Tiger tank as an example of a unit that was way too overcosted. Coming in around...
Nobody took them ever.
No. Coming over 600 points if you wanted the veteran rated one. So they show you the new data sheet for the Tiger 2,
Yeah.
which rates it at
595.
440 points.
Oh, that's
for
it.
regular.
I'm taking 2 Tiger tanks.
Buy them while you can.
5 to
boys.
28 for veterans. So it's a bit of a points cut there. Will it matter? I don't know. We'll have to see. But
Like, if you want people to buy Tiger tanks, make them 150 points, and then everybody runs around.
Exactly. Overpowered,
well, it fits
cheap.
nicely into the new way they're doing army lists, which is very similar to Warhammer, where you
Such.
essentially.
Who's writing this book?
This is going to be done by.
Just keep yawning.
Honest to God.
I'm trying
Really
really
hard
hard.
You
to,
were
yeah.
killing me.
We're supposed to be doing this segment for the general public, so that the gaming public, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm going to sleep, is the general public right now in a coma?
I think we talked about last week, Alessio Cavorte, which I can't say.
No,
his last
you're
name
wrong. It's not
Andy
Alessio Cavorte. No,
Chambers.
it's Andy Chambers.
Andy Chambers. Andy
Yeah.
Chambers is also segueing into the next story.
Conflict?
Yep, he's going to be head writer for Conflict 47.
I'm glad they didn't kill that game.
Now that they bought it, and now I'm hoping it's more of an official kind of expansion to Bolt Action, because before it was always kind of falling behind, and they used to have to keep printing supplements to keep the rules up to date. But there's a great, now that they're doing Bolt Action 3rd Ed, it's a great opportunity to just say, hey, here's both games. They're on the same rule set, and Conflict has, the weird units with some extra little special rules to
Okay, so Conflict, when is
show
that?
that off.
When is Conflict coming out?
I have no idea. There's not
My
even anything
God.
shown
This
yet.
guy
Not
delivered-
even anything shown.
They
They're
just said that there's a new writer for
Just
Conflict.
saying there's new writer.
Okay,
and
well,
there's-
that's news.
There's going to be a push for plastic
Is it
models
Andy
as well.
Chambers?
It is Andy Chambers.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
He will be doing...
And Bolt Action, when does that come out?
that is going to be end of this year.
For sure?
We'll see.
Oh, right. Jeez Louise. So I'm glad he's not delivering the weather.
Well, I mean, that's
all right,
that's
so
honestly
that's
what you
it.
do
Is that
on
all the
weather.
news we got?
That's all I have.
Gencon had
prep.
75,000 people going to it. 75,000, of which we spoke to 6,000. I counted them.
There was
Still
a lot
making
of
these
people.
stats up.
No, 75,000. They sold out for sure.
That I know.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention this because
Oh,
we talked
good.
about it last time.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons, new edition, D&D, one D&D.
Yeah.
The books, if you don't get them during the pre-order, which are going to be $60 per book.
$79
going
per book.
Up to, in the $70 to $79 range, depending if you want the hard
What happened
copy.
to the $60 price?
That is only for pre-orders.
Oh.
It's only for pre-orders.
So is it sold out already?
Probably.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Well, you have to get a ticket to have a chance to get one.
Yep.
And we went over there for 2 things. One, the one D&D book.
Yep.
And the other one was the Star Wars Unlimited promo card. Mm-hmm. And they're like, nope, you guys can't get them. You're vendors. And I'm like, and so we both took our badges off. I said, nope, we're not vendors. We quit. That's it. We're just fans. And they're like, well, then it's supposed to be in the hall because right now it's open only for vendors.
They were very smart.
So she got me. So I put my badge back on and I skulked away surly because I couldn't get either of those 2 items.
He didn't cut any lines this year?
No, there was nothing to
No,
cut
there's
line
nothing to
for.
cut.
No, I didn't. I didn't push
I actually
any kids out
considered
of the
it.
way.
I considered it at one point. I didn't even know what the line was for, but it was really, really, really long. And it was crossing where you would walk. So they blocked off both sides. And at one point, the woman says, okay, you guys, go in line. And I
You
thought,
were gonna go.
I could have just walked
You didn't
right
know what
with
you were
him.
gonna-
I had no idea what. I'm pretty sure it was just some lame-o cards, but it would have been funny nonetheless.
I know Steamforge was selling some of the new War Machine sets. at
We
Gencon.
bought one for Old Man Eric.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know
Cricks.
he's into that. He's into that. Yeah, the Cricks, the new models, they are gonna. They look great. I mean,
I had to pass on it because honestly, you yahoos, that's news too. By the way, you guys picked up. I don't know which of you characters picked up Bushido, Brisson, Son, or
It
whatever.
was Mike, Big Mike and Fernando. Like
It was
teamed up
Fernando,
on
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Probably
is
Fernando.
that a
So-
historical game? Bushido Sun.
It's kind of like Japanese version of Mythic Americas, I guess,
Yeah.
because they
Okay.
took fantasy and no, but it's a fictional place too, so
Yes.
it's all fiction.
Yeah.
And they just did what a lot of people do with like Japanese mythology. They just kind of pick monsters and they made some kind of bands around specific monster types. It looks like a fun game. The models are pretty, and of course we don't carry it at the store yet. Mm-hmm. But once in a while we got to throw the boys a bone, and they wanted to play something different. That I guess we'll play for 2 weeks and then never
And
play
quit,
again. Just
yeah.
like that wrestling game that Big Bill bought. What was it called?
I don't know.
Smash Burger or something. I forget what it's called.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, but Bushido is very small, right? You're putting maybe 5, 6, 7.
You play on a
models
2x2 board.
2x2 board. I think it is more akin to Malifaux than it is anything else. So we'll see how it plays.
Yeah, it looks like fun.
The boys are trying to bring Malifaux back. They want to bring it back.
Yeah.
B. Timms is going to run a league.
Good. Oh, that's great. Yay. Wow. Okay. Any other news, dude?
That's it for now. I watched a whole bunch of stuff with people debating the new rules and 1D&D and whether or not they're good or not. The nerfs and the buffs and the upcoming, although it doesn't have a release date yet, the 1D&D virtual tabletop. They're kind of big video game-esque. You can play D&D digitally, all on the internet, and there's a lot of controversy about the optional DMs, right? The goal of this system is if you just have a bunch of players and you don't have a DM, you can have like an AI program kind of run the entire thing for you. So
AI is replacing us in every way.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
And it's gonna have like voice acting.
Wait, can we have AI do the podcast for us? It's gotta be better than this.
We can
right?
just put our faces up.
We'll just use the Master of Death back there as the presenter. Did I interrupt you, Such?
No, it's just more D&D stuff.
All right, so it's a general feeling for 1D&D that it's going to be popular. I hope so, because we have an RPG called Heroes of Mythic Americas that's based on 1D&D.
Yep.
All right, this is where you have to kind of put on your company hat and go, yay, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be awesome. Everyone's going to love it.
Is that me or Such?
Everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Awesome.
I think it's going to be great.
It's 1D&D is backward compatible, so
Yes, yeah, it has the 1D&D transition will have everything from 5e still contained within.
That's awesome.
yeah, it's going to be
Have
good.
your cake and eat it too, which we did a lot of at Gencon. All right, so thanks for the news, Such. I don't know if this is going to go over well, but it's.
Tell me in the comments.
Yeah,
the
I still
video.
think you're in the bologna department, which is better than head cheese. For those of you,
Give
who
us a
don't
like
listen
if you like Such's news. This
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's how I live
you were
my
a little
life.
downbeat today. Like,
Actually,
are you okay?
Bare mediocrity.
Are you okay? You were worried about your hair, losing your hair.
Oh, I
So,
am losing my hair.
This is kind of like
horrible.
this is like before, like super handsome with a lot of hair, and then you sort of like you go this way, and you're like that way.
I had all the crazy hair last year, actually.
Yeah, you did.
Oh man.
I like it better this way.
You look great. Put on your hat.
Why? Why do you?
We like your hat.
I'm confident in my baldness.
You are. You actually have no issues with it. But Such, you're fine. You should be. You won't lose all your hair. Let me see. Show the people the camera.
It's all.
That's not bad, dude. I always think you look like a monk.
Oh my god, my dad has lost all his hair, and he desperately, for the longest time, spent so much money, everything, the surgeries, the hair transplants, and all.
I'm sure your dad wanted that share with everyone.
No,
That's news. Such's dad spent a lot of money for vanity, and I got him nothing. It got him nothing. Sorry, Dad. All right, well, that's the news. Again, I hope that went well. And the real news.
We lost our deli meat selection
board,
and I don't know what
on a paper plate with marker.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody cleaned up the studio and got rid of it.
was very
we'll bring
professional.
it back. We'll bring it back. And just to remind everybody, head cheese is the worst of the worst, right? Above that is bologna.
I think bologna was above that.
Then above that is just boiled ham.
Correct.
And then above that was that Italian word that I never pronounced properly.
Iberica?
Capicola.
Capicola.
Yeah, so that's the rating system for the news.
No,
there was something else.
The
above
highest
it, yeah.
was Iberica ham.
The Serrano ham. Or
Serrano
whatever.
ham.
Yeah.
Something fancy.
Some Spanish awesome ham that's like $2,000 for one chunk of,
We should just eliminate that because we're never going to hit it.
But no, it's an aspirational thing. You want to have it on there because he
Just
dreams
wait
at
till
night.
Warhammer Fantasy Army comes out that he likes.
That's true. Then we'll put him on that
by
notice.
default. Yeah.
Maybe if he actually delivered some good news on like Mythic Earth, because that would be great. Then we can give him a much higher rating.
You mean Such?
The Such.
Yeah.
No, it's
He never talks about me. He doesn't know what's going on in Mythic Earth anymore. He's so disconnected from.
Yeah,
what
he
we
wrote that
do.
one unit for the Aztecs, and then he disappeared.
And he disappears.
Well, I do have news, Such. Father Time was on fire the past 2 days.
Like literally on fire?
A
You know,
week.
put 'em out
No,
with
like-
Oh, for a week, not just 2 days. Days and days of labor. Slave labor.
I'm gonna say Father Time was on fire for at least 4 days.
Okay, all right.
4 days. Because in between you had moments of not fire.
Really?
Yeah, just kind of smoldering, a little smoke here and there, and not great. But when you were on fire, dude, you were on fire.
killing
Because look at this stack of stuff. Look at this. All of this.
And this.
Was this.
Look
This
at
is-
this. This is more. You,
is that-
you don't even have that stuff.
I do, actually. It's 2 stacks of stuff that Father Time completed in the past a few days that we've been working on for a long time. But really, Father Time decided, I'm going to take over this project.
Otherwise, it would never get done.
It will never get done.
Yes.
And seriously, so what this is, and what we're going to talk about, this is really the news of the podcast, is 2.0 materials have begun to drop. And they will be on the website tonight, right? They're on the website now, actually.
They're on the website now, yeah.
Old man Eric, who apparently was wearing an Elmo outfit for his grandson, sent us pictures too, and I'm like, well, that's creepy, dude. I'm just saying, it's creepy. But old man Elmo is going to send out a link,
An announcement.
So we're going to talk today about 2.0, what you dropped regarding 2.0. And cover it in exhaustive detail, which for us is about 20 minutes of conversation.
That'll be exhaustive.
Yeah, that will be.
I'll be exhausted.
And it's interesting because I do have an awesome thing on here that it's my CPU counter. So the longer this goes, the more we take up of my memory here. And so at some point, it's just going to go, we're done, and then cuts us off, and the podcast is over. So why don't we just hand it over to Father Time, who's going to tell us what has hit the Mythic Earth airwaves, as it were.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I would say that on our long drive home from Gencon.
It was long.
In
a town.
It wasn't a town.
Oh.
It was just like
It was a
freaking
highway. Oh, wait,
highway.
hold on. Before I forget.
You're gonna chew up CPU time.
I'm not going to sue it. This is important. I'm just telling you, if you happen to be driving to Gencon next year, when you get to Indiana, make sure your dentures aren't tight. Because holy crap, those people spend no money on their roads. I've never driven over crappier roads than those in Indiana. You go from Ohio, the roads are fine. You get to Indiana, it's like, and you're like, cursing.
It was horrible.
It was unbelievable.
It was really horrible.
So I think that's a PSA, public
Good
service
idea.
announcement.
That's a good idea.
Driving in Indiana could be dangerous to your dentures. So please keep them on tight and safe. Go ahead, Father Time.
That was important. So we're driving back, and we decide that it would really behoove the company to get all our updates and all our great ideas and the things that people are having a little trouble finding on the website released in one central place. And so we have the new download center that has every one of the documents that we're going to be talking about today, and only those documents. So it's one stop, one place to go, grab the data, the rules, everything that you need in one place. That's the important thing.
Yep.
Secondly, all of the rosters we reformatted. So we took them. I took them. That's not a we. I took them.
Who started these documents?
Me.
Oh my God.
I took them. And I compared all of the rosters, and we wanted to get one standard format. It's a little retro, but it also takes a lot of the ideas that the community gave us, injected them into those.
Yeah,
rosters.
guys like Torres, who's been
Everybody.
terrific. A lot of people really
Sure.
And I think this 2.0 is really owes a lot to the community and their involvement, right?
And me.
And of course you. It's
And
always
me.
about you.
Yes,
isn't it?
and so, but I mean, one of the things that's nice
It
about
owes nothing to Such.
No, Jack. Anyway, so we got these beautiful new rosters. They've been gone through with a fine-tooth comb, or as fine a tooth a comb as I might own, and we compared it all to the weapons, to the talents. So we really tightened everything up, reworded everything, and put that on that new download center. So we got the rosters. And then we have I have notes that I'm going to follow.
Good.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, we did the spells, right? We did the weapons chart and the ammunition. That's all updated. The talents and the keywords is a new document that's out there, and the blessings is a new document out there. And I don't think I've forgotten anything.
And if you when you download the materials,
yes,
they're all printer friendly.
yes,
And start with a document called "What Has Changed."
yeah,
Right, because that'll give you an outline of everything on as far as changes to the rosters or whatever it is, the talents. It's all on this document.
yes. I tried to find all the important things and highlight them so people don't have to go and hunt and peck and decide what has changed. I mean, it's going to be right there in front of you. I did not outline every single word change that we put out there because a lot of it was just rewording. None of it changed functionally in a lot of places. So
The format for the new forces is stuff that the community had suggested over the past few months.
Yep.
All forces that are currently available, 7 of them, including the latest, the Taino, have been reformatted into this.
Well, actually, the Taino was already in that format. That was
Right.
kind of like our test drive to see if it worked, and so now they're all consistent. They all look good. Another beautiful thing about this is after all this work is done and after it settles, which I expect it should do pretty quickly,
Yep.
we're going to be able to use all those stats to build cards, which is our next big job.
Right. So we have committed. So either way, we're going to design cards. I showed some previews on Discord of, it's going to be the model on the front and the back is going to be the cards. They're going to be 4x6, so standard kind of postcard size that fits in those top loaders.
Right.
So that it's easy to kind of preview your units while you're playing the game. Those are going to be available for you to print on your own, but we're going to print them, right?
That's the plan.
Yeah. So the plan is to print them after we release the RPG book, because that's the biggest sort of printing project that we have in our hands, is getting that book out to people's inboxes, mailboxes, and so that they actually enjoy the work that the boys have put into this, because it's really an amazing thing. So the cards are going to be printed. That includes magic spells. That includes the primary scenarios, the secondary scenarios,
Blessings.
and the blessings, right? The one thing that was not uploaded onto the website today was the 2.0 rulebook, and because that includes the scenarios, primary and secondary scenarios. Right. Those primary and secondary scenarios are going to include all of the official scenarios, new ones and the original ones. So like the Torres scenario, that's getting included into the rule book. That's something that we want to continue doing, which is getting community scenarios and putting them in there. I know Old Man Eric wrote a couple of those scenarios. We're going to include the incursion scenarios in the core rule book, and then the quick reference sheet will also be uploaded at the same time as the rule book. And the commitment is for us to get that done around this timeline next week, right, for 2.0 to get uploaded. What else? That's a lot of stuff. All of this is printer friendly. The cards that we will post are going to be printer friendly, right? And then we will print actual cards over the holidays after the RPG book. I think that's...
Sounds right.
Yeah.
I mean, the nice thing here is that you have single spots to go to get all the information.
Yep.
We pulled the talents from being included with the rosters because, frankly, it just makes the updating and the maintenance impossible. Having one document that has all the talents gives us one central dictionary, so to speak. Now, when we do the cards, we may well go back to inserting the appropriate talents with the card, but I mean, we'll see how that goes. But
you also updated the weapons and ammunition.
I updated everything.
Yeah, everything was updated. Here's the talents is a document that's also really important because we went through all of the talents in the from all of the forces and combined them into one master document.
Correct. I just said that.
Yeah,
actually.
but cleaned it all up. But I said it much better.
No, I kind of said that.
I said it much better. I think.
Right.
I'm pretty sure because I said it after the weapons chart. See, that makes it better.
Oh, okay.
So the weapons chart, right? Is there anything new in there?
In the weapons chart?
Yeah.
I would say that of all the things that I produce, the weapons chart might be one of the more different than where we're at for several reasons. I removed stuff that wasn't being used. I inserted stuff that was missing. I actually changed some of the special rules to revert back to where we were because the rules that were posted in between were outside of our point structuring. So I had to return, because it would mean we'd have to repoint everything if we went and leveraged those rules. So I returned back to some of the original rules. They're not huge differences. The idea of thrown weapons like the spear or the tomahawk are now only included in the melee weapons because they're not ranged weapons. You cannot shoot with them. And if you get confused about what's my range that I need for a thrown weapon, don't be, because there is no range. If someone's charging you, you can throw your weapon. Or if you're charging, you can throw your weapon.
Yep, if it's a thrown weapon.
If it's a thrown weapon, right. So what else changed in there?
I don't know, but it's definitely worthwhile for everybody to take a look at the weapons chart.
The Ayllus change. That's a good change because it got a longer range. It's not as long as a bow, but it is a longer range, and it's going to wound, and the hits are still going to slow people down, and the hits are still going to ground flying units. So that's pretty juicy. So the Ayllus got a bump, and I think that will make the Inca Ayllus warriors much more important for your forces.
And whatever your force is, I'd recommend, again, nothing was changed as far as flavor of the forces or kind of core idea of the forces, but some things were tweaked and frankly improved, like hit and run is much better and clearer. Condors can now have 2 wounds officially, right? So
Condors changed a lot.
Yeah,
that's one of the units that really changed a lot. First of all, we pulled the drop rocks as their primary weapon, and their primary weapon is now a bow. So they're going to have shooting, and they're going to have bows, just like the models look like.
Yep.
And you can get extra extra wounds for them, which is new.
Yep.
And you can upgrade to drop rocks if you want to get back to that flyover and do your bombing run.
Yep. Which is awesome.
So the Condors got cheaper.
Yeah.
You know, when you remove that as a core weapon, they got cheaper, and now you can upgrade them and make them fit your play style.
Now they could be fast, shooting at you, moving around, or they can be more like heavy bombers.
Yes,
that's exactly drop some big rocks on you.
That's exactly right.
So, again, I encourage you to go look at your force rosters. Again, it's really important to understand that what we've done is kind of set down with all the materials. Old Man Eric has done a great job of organizing the community and gathering all the materials. So it's exciting. We wanted to put this out there so everyone can start using it right away, and so we can start focusing on the next 3 forces that have to be released very quickly. And you're moving on to finishing the RPG.
That's number one goal for me.
That's your mission. That's your number one mission. I have other missions, which is force related and 2.0 book related, and content. That's the big thing. This kind of pathetic YouTube first attempt is just really so that it motivates us to get it going and get it started. So we're going to start doing more of these. Our podcast is also going to be on video, so we can start really kind of leveraging our YouTube. Old Man Eric is working on a bunch of content already, and I know I've been working on 2 pieces of content as well. Big Mike is going to join us for a battle report. We haven't had a battle report in a few months. I see people joining up to YouTube, and they probably like, this is great. They have 2 videos on here. But whatever, So Gencon was great in that it really motivated the hell out of everybody. Not that we were not motivated before, but it really was great to hear the community be so involved. And I cannot tell you, that is the biggest piece of news that came out of Gencon for us. It was a huge success. I don't think I can downplay it, even if I tried. We were just so excited. There were literally thousands of people. I know that we had buddies who own other stores and other gaming companies. They came by and they would try to say hello, and they just could never get to the booth. We had people who stopped in at the booth and said, this is the first one we stopped in at. Like, we didn't go anywhere else first. We wanted to get to your booth first, pick up the new releases. The Guardian Ayllus.
Yep.
Huge hit. Sold out of a ton of stuff at the show. The Supai Ravagers, huge hit. Lots of new players, groups of players, and from 4 to 8 players, all buying forces, top to bottom. It was phenomenal. I think the new setup for the model displays was welcome. I felt like between Historicon and Gencon, the game just grew even faster than before, and it's exciting. It's exciting to see other new stores picking up the game. Just in the last 2 days in Oregon and in Florida, we see it on our own website. Just people from all over the country picking up the game. So the communities are building and continue to build. So it was great to see. Honestly, it's just been an amazing past couple of weeks. And so I think 2.0 is in a good place. You'll have the cleaned up rule book at some point end of next week or over the weekend, and that will include like I said, the quick reference sheet and all the scenarios, primaries and secondaries, right? And so other than that, I think I don't know, we could not have asked for a better summer so far for Mythic Earth, and I think after that it's the website, right? The kind of cleanup of the website.
Yeah, well, we did some of that. Just happened with this
because
release because I think one of the hardest things that was happening was people going to what was our resources section and trying to pick and find their way through all the content that we put up there to find the important thing to them, and that we heard that loud and clear from the new people from Gencon. So that's why we wanted to attack this very quickly.
And we'll organize the content and the lore in the same way as these documents. So it's its own thing. So it's easy to go on there and download all the stories, and you don't have to go through the blog section to start finding content or video or the podcast. It's all going to be organized into one place, similar to the resource section. What else? Sue, do you have anything? You haven't said anything in that 45 minutes. That'd be a no.
I did play that Flames War game a couple weeks ago. That was my latest gaming venture.
Oh,
that
cool.
was actually really good.
We are bringing that is news. Mythicos is bringing Flames of War back into the shop.
Yeah, I can't remember his name now. Oh my god, I feel so bad.
Nick.
But he had two wonderfully painted armies, Germans and Americans, and he ran a demo for me and another gentleman, and it was just a great time. Great figures, mostly plastic now. All the old metal stuff's
nice game.
gone, but
no, that's cool. And then Mondays. We should mention the Rise of the Cacique campaign that I believe it gets posted by Old Man Eric on Monday. We encourage everybody to play games of Rise of the Cacique. You'll see all the details on that. That's content for the community to create. Send us battle reports. We are going to keep track of games and how they're played and who wins what and what forces are doing the best out there in the community. And we are planning to send out prizes for those who send out more content. Some cool, limited edition minis, some larger format prints of, the Master Painter series stuff, which is beautiful, by the way. That was a huge hit at the show.
They were awesome.
So all of those things, look out for the Rise of the Caciques, because that's going to be a fun campaign. That's what we're playing here on Monday nights now. Mondays, everybody is going to start really getting their campaign games, because that's what it is. It's a campaign on Monday. So if you happen to be in the Randolph area, I know there are a lot of people who are coming out for demos. Come join them. Monday is the official Mythic Earth gaming night. And then I know that there's one more announcement that we will make, and that's going to be Mythic Earth Day at Mythico Studios in September, right? So we're going to have food trucks. We're going to have a whole day of Mythic Earth games, demos, how to paint stuff. It's going to be a full day, all Saturday. And we have some, I think we're lining up some folks to come over and
absolutely
from some popular podcasts and YouTube.
Yeah, they've agreed to
channels.
That.
Oh, they have?
That's 21st of September is when we're targeting.
The 21st of September. So if you're in the sort of vicinity in the East Coast, come in. It's lots of food, lots of games, lots of Mythic Earth, 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. So I think it's going to be great. And so I'm now in like a crunch to finish my Incas. But that's okay. The shows are over. Our next show is not until December for PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia. We managed to get in this year, and I see that we're on the waiting list for Adepticon. I have every faith that we will be there because it's expanded and it's going to be in Milwaukee. And we already paid for Gencon for next year, and Historicon is on the books. So next year is already shaping up to be another crazy year. But September 21st, Mythic Earth Day at Mythico Studios in Randolph. This Monday, the campaign Rise of the Caciques will be posted by Old Man Eric. And today, all of the materials for 2.0 that we discussed in this episode will be uploaded onto the website. You should be able to download them now. Anything else, boys?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. So do we think we're going to be making a commitment to be super in shape for the next one in 2 weeks?
Totally.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We're going to be so buff. All right. That was episode 112.
Our first video.
The old episode 112 is in the can someplace. All right, folks. Catch you later.